Hi everyone! SimpleTech Media has been missing in action for the last several weeks now. We keep saying that we're going to get back to it. Things have just been crazy, absolutely crazy. There's no other word for it. I thought I would take a moment while I was working on a project this afternoon to record myself and then do a voiceover just to let you all know that we're still here. We're still taking it day by day. We are wrapping up the semester and we're moving into the summer. And I can't really talk about Niki at this point. You know, her story is hers to tell as far as what projects and things she has going on. But I will say that we both have some pretty big life changes happening right now. And so SimpleTech videos, tutorials have kind of been put on the back burner. But I will tell you that it is not something that we plan on leaving there for very long. You'll notice here that on your screen, you can see me working on, this is called a brand board. And I have actually asked to step out of the classroom, to step back from my teaching responsibilities. I am still going to teach next semester, just on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I have cut way back on that responsibility. And I am reaching out to begin working virtually. And so I have been working on a course, and a part of that course is designing and creating a brand board to kind of see where I'm headed with it. Now, I took the SimpleTech design that Niki and I had created, and for that, we went with a lot of different boxes. And so for this one, I went kind of with the circle theme. But I took the same colors and things that we've used to show the connection between SimpleTech Media and then now SimpleTech Virtual Assistant. I talked to Niki about me doing this and still using this under our brand name. This is a separate entity, but kind of connecting the dots there. And she was okay with that. And at this point, this isn't something that she's interested in doing, but I have definitely grown to be very interested in being able to take this opportunity. So you can just see that I'm setting that up here. So I'm in Canva, and you'll see me working through editing this template that had already been created to make it work with the needs that I had. And I have this zoomed to 800% instead of 100% speed. So I am not this fast as I work. And I just thought it would be interesting for you all to see kind of the thought process that goes behind picking these things. I'm not a web designer. I wish that I were. I wish that I had taken the time to go through and take some more design classes. I have just very basic knowledge of that, so I try to keep it as simple as possible. That is one thing that I've learned. Keep it as simple as you can, especially while you're learning something new. And so you'll see me go through here and just try to find some graphics and match it up with the colors and things. Now, for my virtual assistant transition from the classroom to VA, I will say I'm a little bit nervous just because I've been doing what I've been doing for so long. And I think sometimes I have imposter syndrome. I believe this is something that I've talked about before, especially when we were first starting our podcast. Why would I think that this is something that I can do? Who am I? I'm just this small person in this huge world. Who am I thinking that I can go out there and help people? But then I remember, I have been given the opportunity for some really good training. I have been given the opportunity for some great experience. I have been given the opportunity to teach others. And I think everything that I have done has led up to this point where this could be a really good fit for me. I think also this will help me build my skills. And I think that's one of the things that I've really been struggling with the last few years is feeling like I've been stagnant with the things that I do day in and day out. I love being in the classroom. I love being a teacher, but I teach the same things every, twice a year because I do semesters. So every semester I teach a new group of students the same things I've been teaching over and over again. And I think for a long time, I really enjoyed that. And I think right now, I just really have this burden to get better myself. So I'm not saying that this will be a forever decision. I don't know. I'm open to wherever I feel led in that regard. But I do know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is time for me to make some changes and to really work on my own skills, to put myself out there to help a wider variety of people, and not just college age students, but people all over, small business owners, people in ministry, teachers. I'm thinking that, a lot of times technology just changes so quickly and we don't have time to stay up with it. We're just doing the best we can to do the things that we have to do. And I've been there, and I know for a lot of other people, they've kind of been there as well. So if I can take my skills and reach a broader audience to be able to help them, I think that will fulfill that need for myself to be able to help other people. But then this will also give me the ability to push myself to be better. And I think that's what I'm needing in my personal life right now. I don't know how else to say that. So you'll see me go through here and look for some graphics. I don't know that I'll use all these. I'm just giving myself some ideas of things to use. When I'm choosing graphics, I try to find things that are similar to each other. And part of this is just going through a brainstorming process. So you'll see me change a lot of this as I go through. I liked the idea of this. I think I ended up taking this off. I might have left it there. I know that I do change the colors a little bit on it. And so these are graphics that I would use in posts, maybe implement them on my website in some way. I don't know. In Canva, it's really nice because when you find a graphic that you like, it'll often give you recommendations for similar graphics. You can also see who the artist was, and then you can look for more things by them. And that's what I'm doing right here. I found one that I actually liked, a wide variety of images that they had, and they had quite a few available. So I'm just going through and clicking on any that catch my eye, and then I'll go back through here in just a couple minutes and I will edit the ones that I want to, and then I will delete some of them that I decide not to use at all. Now, while I'm going through this process, let me talk about the virtual assistant idea that I have here, and just kind of brainstorming. I'm definitely in a brainstorming type mode right now as I'm working on this today. When I talked to Niki about this, and I, wanted to make sure that she was okay with me still using the SimpleTech name for the virtual assistant part of it, she was definitely on board with that. And my thought is if this can go well, then eventually maybe I can pull some people under me to be able to work alongside with. And then in the logo that I have for SimpleTech Virtual Assistant, we could change the name in the middle of that logo to be whoever it is that's working with us. Whether Niki decides to do it at some point or not, or if somebody else comes on and works along with us, if we ever get to that point, then I can easily change that. And I liked that for each of the virtual assistants to be able to have their own stamp with their name on it, I think would be very beneficial. A lot of shrinking things down. I love finding a graphic that you can adjust the colors with in Canva. You can't do that with all of them, but some of them you can. Okay, so those are the graphics that I've chosen at this point. Whether I use them or not, we'll see. And then I've started working on my website for SimpleTech Virtual Assistant, and I wanted to make sure that the font that I chose matched the font available in Elementor, is what I'm using, Elementor with WordPress. So you'll see me going back here to try to find fonts that are available on both. This was one of the mistakes that I made the first time when we set up our SimpleTech Media. We went through Canva and chose what was available in Canva, but that's not necessarily what was available with our website that we chose. So this is me going through and setting that up. Now I chose a font initially, Bubblegum Sans, and this is one that we use quite a bit with our SimpleTech Media website. And I was looking at it here and I just did not like it. And also it wasn't available. No, that one is available between both. That one is. I just didn't like it. And so here I went and found a Canva page that kind of gave some ideas for a sans serif font. If you're not familiar with what a sans serif font is, a sans serif font is font that doesn't have those little tails and swoops and things like you would see on some fonts that are out there. They're much more sleek. They're a little bit easier on the eye whenever you're reading. And so I have been taught that you would use a sans serif font in like a presentation type style or in a heading or something like that. And again, I've just been taught very, very, very basic design, but that's what I'm looking for here, was a sans serif that fit for both. And so I'm on the back side of my website right here, setting the default fonts to make it match what I'm setting up in Canva right now. And then down in this section, I think you're supposed to have just different graphics that you might use. Well, I don't have pictures for my company right now, so I decided to, instead of trying to force these pictures that aren't necessarily things that I think I need to use at this point, I decided to go ahead and make my Facebook banner down in this section. So again, here you see me just kind of brainstorming, looking at what's out there, what's available. I'm looking for something that actually fits with my scheme. And then if I'm using an actual picture, I can't change the colors there, so I have to try to find something that fits pretty closely with my colors. They do have the feature where you can delete something in your picture, but this one was not deleting well, so I had to leave that mouse in there. I thought about covering it up with a box or something so that I could put a list on either side of the different color blocks, but I decided against that completely. And then here you'll see me searching for some school backgrounds. My thought process here was I have 3 different ways that I can go with my virtual assistant. I have basic, just general admin skills. You know, those could be something that I use. So you'll see me have 3 different sections here. So I thought, okay, I'll break it up into just general admin, doing mailings, email, doing, invoices and some basic bookkeeping and that type of thing. So that could have been one of the sections. The other section could have been social media, some basic design, things in Canva, doing presentations, some of those types of things. And then I thought for the 3rd section, I could do ed tech. So maybe I have teachers who are wanting some Nearpod lessons or Lumio lessons, and they just don't have time to put them together. They can ask me to make one for them. And so I would have an ed section. That was my thought here. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just make this all big one. So this is the cover page that I made for Facebook and the banner that I made for LinkedIn. Now, while I'm going through this part, I'll just talk through those. So these are the big pictures that go behind your profile picture, and YouTube has one, Facebook has one, LinkedIn has one. I'm sure others have them too. I'm just not thinking about them. The issue is that they always look a little bit blurry. So at the end of this video, you'll see that my thing ends up blurry, but I looked at it and it's exactly the size that they say to make it whenever I copy it over. I don't use the one here. I bring it over into the actual right size for the banner, and I make the adjustments to the size and everything and move the things around. And it's always a little bit distorted. And I've done a research on that, and everybody else says that it does it for them too. So I don't know about that, but it did it in Facebook and also in not Instagram. It was in LinkedIn. Just trying to figure out the wording that I want to use. This was just quick. This was me just trying to quickly go through and just put everything down. If any of you are still listening, I appreciate that. I think I'm going to stop doing the voiceover. I think the rest of it's pretty self-explanatory. I just finish up this part of it, and then you'll see at the end that I bring it over into Facebook to see how it looks. Niki and I appreciate your support. We appreciate your patience as we're getting everything kind of situated and settled in. I'm excited for the summer to have hopefully some more time to better my skills, to be more consistent with posting. And we appreciate your likes and follows and support. And also, if you need a virtual assistant, please reach out. Have a great day.